sort of sound. Don't know, but I felt like in that house there was something sort of creepy. C'era qualcosa di molto tenebroso in quella casa. E dormivamo tutti nell'attico, tutta la famiglia, mio fratello, mia sorella, mio padre, mia madre, me, my brother, my sister, my mum and dad, my dad, all slept in that attic. Woke up in the morning, one morning, and all the bed was wet. The bed was wet. Non so perché, I don't know why, but of course my dad got very angry. Mio padre si incazzò come una bestia. My sister had lots of spankings, cioè è stata menata abbastanza pesantemente anche. Of course, that was him, my father. And he frightened me. And I remember that I wasn't happy. I was quite sad that he was always shouting and using his hands, and I lived in fear. I was terrorized. Even though Sundays were quite lovely days, because I found out something else, that my dad had a sort of a double personality. Why did my mum not come for us? That's something that you'll find out. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Quello che non ti uccide ti rende più forte. Hi guys. Hi guys. Welcome back to a new video, Ellie ASMR. Yes. So I think you know what I'm going to do today, don't you? So, welcome back to this new video. I hope you're all well. Spero che state tutti bene. Sapete quello che sto per fare. Se vedete il lecca lecca. Welcome to you that is here for the first time. And if you want to be part of this beautiful family, then all you have to do is subscribe, hit the bell to receive all my new videos, and like, comment, and if you want to you can share. Oh, listen to the tongue. Like kitty catty. Anyway, so I want to say before starting this video that maybe you might hear some background noises, può darsi che sentirete dei suoni sottofondo perché non è un orario adeguato, sono le 2 del pomeriggio. Io purtroppo non riesco a registrare quanto voglio per causa del mio lavoro. I can't tape when I want to because of my work, and so I have to just try to fit in somewhere. Devo adeguarmi. And I want to say that if okay, these videos can be quite hard, can be quite touching, and not everybody agrees on this sort of video. Non tutti condividono questi tipi di video dove si parla di se stessi in un modo anche delicato, raccontarsi la vita, eccetera eccetera. Io ho imparato a non giudicare nella vita, not to judge in life. I think everybody is free to do what they want and what they feel to do. If you don't like this sort of video, se non vi piace questo tipo di video, sei libero di non guardarlo. Ecco, you are free not to watch the video because yes, some things can be quite how do you say it, sensitive, quite disturbing. Alcune cose potrebbero essere molto disturbanti, molto sì, spiacevoli, ecco. Quindi se non sei matura abbastanza per capire questi argomenti, che ancora non sono arrivati in realtà, I haven't really arrived at these points of what's happened in my life, but quindi skippate, ecco, andate avanti, skip the video. Anyway, I've been talking about since I was born, what I've done with my brother and sister, a few little things that have happened in my life when I was a little girl. I left you in the last episode, on the third part, where my nanny, for my dad's part, la mia nonna paterna, aveva preso mio fratello alla porta. She hanged my brother on the door because he had been fiddling in her drawer, taking the cottons. Sì, stava giocando nel diretto di mia nonna, toccando tutti i suoi cotoni, e mio nonno non gli è andato bene. Però ha fatto una cosa, secondo me, un po' esagerato. I think she done something which was a bit exaggerated to my point of view, and I was found about 5 years old. Avevo 5 anni, non mi ricordo molto bene di questa cosa. E ho capito che c'era qualcosa che non andava. I understood there was something very wrong. I think there are certain things that happen in your life. Ci sono cose che capitano nella vita che portano delle conseguenze sia nel bene che nel male. Quindi ogni comportamento, ogni atto porta una conseguenza. Every act brings a consequence in good and in bad. So I've always put myself into people's clothings, into their life. Mi sono sempre messa nei panni degli altri, e per capire perché alcune cose, atteggiamenti, why certain things and ways of being, consequences of what has happened. Ci sono delle conseguenze di ciò che è capitato, quindi cerco sempre di medesimarmi. Always try to put myself in that person's position to understand why of certain actions. Okay, guys. So, in that moment, I didn't really understand why such exaggeration, perché tanta esagerazione in quell'atto, che mia nonna prese mio fratello e l'ha appesa alla porta, Why did she get him and hang him on the door? I mean, there are other ways that you can teach a child not to act so lively and try to keep his hands in his place. Ci sono molti modi per far capire un bambino di non fare certe cose e di stare buono al suo posto, ma quest'atto era troppo esagerato. Vedere quella scena, seeing that scene of my mum getting really nervous and frightened, and of course that brought panic to us as well. Quindi vedere questa scena di nervosismo, di frustrazione, ha portato un po' il panico anche dentro di me, quella paura, cosa doveva succedere adesso, non lo so, una tragedia. E quindi vabbè, poi è successo tutta quella roba, ho meditato in questi giorni, in queste settimane, I've meditated in these weeks, because sometimes I forget to say things, molte volte mi dimentico di dire alcune cose. E quindi questa parte non l'avevo detto, la mia riflessione, this was my reflection, my meditation of what I never said in that third part of the video. So anyway, we went home. In the end, I think, yes, of course, I can't remember many parts. There's many things that we can't remember everything in life. Non è che possiamo ricordarci tutto nella vita, no, ragazzi? È quasi impossibile, specialmente a quell'età. Niente, vabbè, mi ricordo alcune piccole scene, però adesso andiamo avanti. Sarà passato un anno, now a year has gone by, and we are moving from London town. Ci stiamo spostando da Londra per andare in un paese fuori Londra chiamato Addlestone. Questo paese, this town called Addlestone in Surrey, un posto dell'Inghilterra. Surrey is a town in England. Surrey, with Addlestone, with lots of other towns around it. Anyway, I remember this big move, questo grande spostamento, 2 ore lontani da tutta la famiglia, 2 hours away from the family that I've seen when I was a girl, from my mum's part, my grandma, my le mie zie che stavano tutti a Londra. They were all in London, my aunties and my nanny and my granddad I would see sometimes as well. I remember going away from my cousin, which was my age, and we were like sisters. I'll talk about her in the future as well in these episodes, which will last certainly a long time. Durerà molto la mia storia, ragazzi, durerà molto. And questo grande cambiamento, we went and lived in Addlestone, in this little town, a very little town, like a village, era più un villaggio. Addlestone molto bello, con le case di mattoni, ognuno aveva il suo giardino, these lovely little houses with bricks, and everyone had their little garden in the front and in the back, il giardino avanti e dietro, con questi tetti di tegole, you know, tiled rooftops with the chimney and the fireplace, and this lovely house we went to live in. It was 3 floors. There was the first floor, and then there was the second floor, and there was the third floor, which was the attic. The attic at the top, which was going to be my bedroom, and the attic, l'attico, doveva essere la mia stanza da letto, insieme a mia sorella. Pavimenti di legno, wooden floors, so squeaky wooden floors. How can you make a sound of a creaky wooden floor? Sort of like this sort of sound. Anyway, si scricchiolavano I pavimenti perché erano di legno. Did seem, I don't know, but I felt like in that house there was something sort of creepy. C'era qualcosa di molto tenebroso in quella casa. Non lo so, è una sensazione che mi ha dato quando l'ho visto. It was the sensation that it gave me. And I know that it was quite an old house, really. Old house that had been fixed up, era stato ristrutturato comunque la casa. La signora che stava prima, the lady that was before, in the attic she would paint. So that was her painting room, because I remember her talking with my dad, and I remember her saying this thing that she liked to paint, and there was a lovely window there which brought this sort of fascinating light. Sì, questa luce di questa finestrina nell'attico che portava una luce molto affascinante. Comunque mi ha dato una sensazione un pochettino di tristezza, di solitudine. In quella casa c'era molto tristezza, solitudine, e non lo so, una sensazione che mi dava. It was a sensation that gave me when I was a girl. So I remember we just moved in, and I think at the beginning, because we didn't have the furniture and everything, non avevamo I mobili, le cose ancora, e dormivamo tutti nell'attico, tutta la famiglia, mio fratello, mia sorella, mio padre, mia madre, me, my brother, my sister, my mom and my dad, all slept in that attic. Okay, I'm going to tell you this story because, of course, when you're a child, I don't think in reality you should be ashamed of things that can happen, natural things that happen. Quindi vi racconto questa storia un po' triste, non direi comico assolutamente, anche se da grande raccontando, even if when I was older I would say these things, I would have a laugh about it, because you know there are things that happen in the past that when you bring them out in the future, even though they were a bit tragic, they do make you laugh. I don't know why, però ci sono cose che capitano nella vita che quando ti racconti attualmente comunque ti fanno un po' ridere, anche se in quel momento non faceva ridere. It didn't make you laugh at that moment. Woke up in the morning, one morning, and all the bed was wet. the bed was wet, and in that bed was sleeping me, my sister and my dad. In quel letto tutto bagnato, una mattina che mi sono svegliata e sapevo quello che era successo in realtà. Io lo sapevo. Stavamo dormendo io, mio padre, mia sorella e io. Io, mio padre e mia sorella. Non so perché. I don't know why, but was my dad got very angry. Mio padre si incazzò come una bestia. Che è stato? Che ha fatto questa cosa qua? Okay guys, I will confess, I did wet the bed. I wet the bed because I was frightened to go downstairs. I was frightened. The toilet was right in the end of the house on the first floor. Cioè il bagno era nel primo piano e non c'era permesso accendere la luce. We weren't allowed to turn the light on. We weren't allowed to make noise. We weren't allowed to make noise. So I wet myself in the bed and gave the blame to my sister. E ho dato la colpa a mia sorella, ragazzi. Ho dato la colpa a lei. Tu pensi nella mente di una ragazzina. Put yourself in the brain of a child. 6 years old. 6 years old child who was frightened to go downstairs because she was frightened that there was ghosts. Aveva paura che c'erano i fantasmi, and she knew that, heard about speaking about ghosts. I remember that we used to watch horror films when we was little. Io guardavo i film di orrore quando ero piccola con mia cugina, cioè noi eravamo abituati a vedere comunque i film di orrore. We was used to watching horror films, so I did understand that there were spirits in my mind. C'erano gli spiriti, ragazzi, c'erano nel mio cervello, c'erano gli spiriti. So I was frightened to go downstairs. Io avevo paura di scendere giù per quelle scale senza poter accendere la luce, without being able to turn the light on, and going into the last room of the house on the first floor, l'ultima stanza della casa sul primo piano. Avevo paura. I was terrorized. Ero terrorizzata. So I wet myself in the bed. Half, sort of, not, I wasn't sleeping really, but I didn't know the consequences that could have happened. Non sapevo le conseguenze che sarebbero accadute. Con quella paura, che avevo paura di confessare che ero io, perché sapevo che avevo mazzate. I knew that I would have been hit. So I blamed my sister, as she was younger than me, and it was easier for her to wet the bed. And I blamed her. So my sister had lots of spankings, cioè è stata menata abbastanza pesantemente anche. Io mi senti male, I had guilt, mi sentivo colpevole, ma non potevo tornare indietro. I couldn't turn back. I couldn't confess that it was me because I was frightened. There was something that frightened me. Of course, that was him, my father, and he frightened me. So yeah, that was a bad day, bad morning, and we moved into that house. Ci siamo spostati in quella casa perché mio padre era stato spostato. Lui è un ex cuoco. He's not here anymore, non c'è più mio padre. Rest in peace. And so he had been moved into another position, into another place, and of course the whole family had to follow him. Quindi era stato spostato in un'altra posizione, alzato di livello, higher the level of his chef culture, higher the level of his chef culture. And so he went to work in another restaurant, which was in Woking, not actually in Eddlestone. So I really don't know why we actually moved there. Or was it Weybridge? Anyway, because after he moved again, even though we remained in Eddlestone. Anyway, in the future I will tell you more of this stuff. So I I don't know if I really suffered a lot because I was still young. 5, 6 years old I was, and so in one part it was exciting, da un lato era molto eccitante la cosa, sai, un nuovo posto, poi la casa non è che era brutta, solo che mi dava questa sensazione di tenebre, ecco, di creepiness. Yes, the house wasn't horrible, but it gave me a sort of creepiness sensation. Anyway, I do remember that when I lived in London, quando abitavo a Londra, le cose erano più tranquille, ecco. In casa c'era un'atmosfera più serena, there was much more of a peaceful atmosphere there. But in his house, things started to go wrong. In questa casa le cose hanno cominciato ad andare un po' storto. E quindi ecco perché io dico che quella casa era maledetta. I think that house was very cursed. I do think it was cursed. Anyway, so I remember that we tried to settle down. We settled down to this house, and we had very lots of rules and regulations. My dad would go to work, he would go to the restaurant, he would come home late, he didn't want to hear any noise. And I remember that practically, I remember that when we used to leave the mess in the living room, or the dishes weren't washed, he would wake everybody up and we would have to clean up, even if it was 2 o'clock at the night time. I saw my mum very tired, very stressed, and we didn't make things easy for her either because we were very lively kids. I remember going to the nursery, I remember many things, and I remember that I wasn't happy, I was quite sad, and I just wanted to run away all the time. I did. I just wanted to go away all the time. It wasn't very easy. My dad would always come home nervous, and I remember that he was always shouting his head off. And when we was naughty, my mum would tell him that we'd been quite naughty, and she would never touch us really, Mummy never ever touched us. She never hit us, but she would tell Dad everything and he would deal with that job. And I remember that he was always shouting and using his hands, and I lived in fear. I was terrorized. I was scared. I wouldn't go downstairs at night time. Every time I would have to go toilet, and then I would do it behind the door, on the carpet, behind the door. I wouldn't go down. Then my mum in the mornings would find all the carpet wet and she would have to disinfect all the time. I was living in bad fear. And of course I think my brother and sister were too, even though at that age, what sort of communication do you have? You know, we're all little and you not mature, so you can't comfort more than that each other, because I was the one that was supposed to comfort that. I was a bit older, about 6 years old. Who'd you comfort? Who'd you say to keep calm, don't worry, things will go okay? It was not easy situation, having this heavy situation, and I could notice that my mum was on her own because he pretended lots of things, Dad. When he would come home at night time late, he was never at home during the day, just to come home, eat and rest and go back to work again during the week. Even though Sundays were quite lovely days, because I found out something else, that my dad had a sort of a double personality. Anyway, I want to end the story here for now. This is part 4. I need to connect my mind, I need to meditate, and I need to see how I'm going to continue to do this story. Quindi ragazzi, successo tutto questo, il nervosismo in casa, le cose non andavano bene, vedevo mamma nervosa, papà ci sgridava sempre, ci dava mazzate, avevo paura di scendere giù la notte per andare in bagno, me lo facevo dietro la porta, sul tappeto, mia mamma la mattina la vedevo con il secchio che puliva, cioè tante cose che non andavano bene, che mi hanno fatto vivere in questa paura. E come dovevamo fare noi tre, il mio fratello e mia sorella? Chi doveva confortarci? Cioè, doveva essere mia madre, ma mia madre non lo faceva. E come mai non lo faceva? Why did my mom not come for us? That's something that you'll find out. Anyway guys, quindi così finisco qua per adesso, perché io devo connettere la mia mente, devo meditare e devo vedere come presentare la quinta parte di questa storia, che diventa sempre più pesante. I've got to see how to present it, because it gets more heavier as it goes on, as it goes forward, guys. And I must say that I do thank God for the person I am today, but I tell you that my past was very dark. Il mio passato era molto scuro. Ovviamente chi posso ringraziare Dio oggi per quella che sono, ma vi garantisco ragazzi che non è facile affrontare queste situazioni. Ecco perché io voglio raccontare la mia testimonianza. That's why I want to say my testimony, my witnessing of my life. Voglio dirvi, voglio parlare, perché io credo che molte persone vorrebbero ascoltare queste cose e vorrebbero trovare una via di uscita per delle cose brutte che stanno vivendo. Many people would desire to hear these things because it could help them come out of a very difficult situation that maybe they are living. And that's why I decided not to stay silent anymore, that my story is too strong to keep silent. My life was not normal. La mia vita non era normale. Non è che è normale neanche adesso. It's not really normal today either, but I'm saying, guys, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Quello che non ti uccide ti rende più forte. Solo questo vi dico per adesso, ragazzi. Quindi, guys, I will see you in the next video. Hope this video has relaxed you. Don't be too heavy on me with judgments and that, because I won't even react. I don't react on judgments. I'm with vive, lascia vivere, live and let live. You know, because I've understand what suffering is. So cos'è la sofferenza e cerco sempre di mettermi nei panni degli altri. I will stick myself in people's positions. Okay guys, so I wish you a good night. I love you all. Vi amo tutti, buonanotte. Tanti baci. E ci vediamo al prossimo video. See you next video.